Welcome back, Battlebots fans. Today we have a matchup between an exciting new rookie and the driver who has logged the most fights in RBCS history. On the left side of your screen is Headshot, driven by Corey Abbey representing Demonic Robotics. On the right side, it's Starver, the team captain of the Red Star Brigade, driving in Geiger and his minibot, Rad. Here we go, 3 minutes on the clock, and let's get some Battlebot action underway. As Headshot goes around the minibot, he has made some new adjustments for his bot, and it seems to be working good here earlier as the pokey sticks on the side are getting after him and send Starver's bot Geiger into the sky. This is Geiger's debut as a Battlebot. It is very, very cool looking, very, very big, but also extremely mobile. But so far, he took a little bit of damage to some of his wheel guards as the pokey sticks from Headshot were able to get some work done as Headshot gets pushed back across the arena. Opportunity here for Geiger to get on the attack. His minibot Rad just kind of throwing itself into the corner. Starver is one of the best minibot pilots of all time. He's had a minibot in all seasons of RBCS, so I'm excited to see what he can do this season with this minibot and see if he can finally make minibots a viable strategy as we reach almost the 2-minute mark in this fight. And we've had a little bit of bumping and grinding now, but not too much action after that exciting opening charge. So once again, Starver is the team captain of the Red Star Brigade. His team currently with 5 points, doing relatively well in the team standings. Demonic Robotics not doing too bad. Most of their points, though, coming from the bot on your screen right now, was one of their last picks in the draft, but Headshot has proved to be a very solid Battlebot so far, taking down Pizza Time, and in practice, he's looked very, very impressive. As Starver's on his side, is he able to self-right? Yes, he is! And we will continue on with the fight. Big opportunity there for Corey, but he was not able to drive his bot into Geiger. Now Headshot off of the drum spinners in the arena, one of the new arena hazards added for this season, added to make the fights more interesting for bots that are a little bit more crippled. But right now, it hasn't played too much of a factor in the fight, but we've definitely seen it in some of the other fights, so it's something to keep your eye on this season as both the bots go in on each other. Starver, spot flipped on their back, Headshot gets underneath, tries to go for a wheel, may have got a piece of one. I think he did. I think I see a cylinder rolling around on the floor, may have got a wheel there, and Headshot is showing off that damage potential he showed all tournament long. It's not the biggest drum, but it is most certainly powerful, and you do not want to take a blindside hit by it or else it'll tear through your armor. You want to keep the weapon pointing towards it at all times. But there isn't much of a weapon left on Geiger at this point. I'm just starting to notice that his weapon has been relatively shredded. I mean, look, it's only a few blocks holding on to it. It's definitely a shell of what it formerly was. Just looking to get to a judge's decision here probably for him as he drives backwards into his opponent. Interesting strategy there, trying to back him into the corner. Geiger just trying to get him in there, use his experience driving, which he is the most experienced RBCS driver of all time. According to our stats. He's not the most... Oh, no, there goes one of his self-riders off the side. Headshot doing some damage here before the bell. 20 seconds left in the match. Can Geiger get to the judge's decision? His drum is completely gone. I think we'll know who's going to win, but he just needs to get there because maybe he'll have a chance. Here comes the countdown from the referee as we're under 10 seconds left to go in this fight. Looks like we're going to be heading to a judge's decision. We'll see if Headshot can pull out a win in Game 1 in upset fashion. Well, the judges have decided, and Headshot's going to win Game 1 by a near unanimous decision. Well, after a big upset in Game 1, Headshot's looking to keep advancing forward here and win Game 2 and go up 2-0 in the series. But for a bot and driver as experienced as Starver and Geiger, I think they're going to be just fine. They've been in this position once before, as there's a lot of action here off the opening charge. Tumbling, bumbling all over the place. There goes one of the pokey sticks, and Geiger is taking it to Headshot here in the early game. Headshot came flying in on the opening charge, but Geiger was able to counter it very nicely, pop up Headshot on its back wheels, and get into those wheels, get the pokey stick off the right side, and off to an early advantage, which is something it struggled to do early in the last fight, which is kind of establish the dominance that we're used to seeing Starver's bots do in the past as they grind up on each other. This is not a spot that I think Geiger wants to be, as Headshot's been very, very aggressive and has been able to grind through so many bots' weapons as it just destroyed Pizza Time's drums in the last round. And so far, you saw it in Game 1, there was almost nothing left of Geiger's drum after the first game. We went to the judge's decision. There were only a few blocks holding it on. And I don't even know if Geiger has any cutters left, as, I mean, he is just struggling there. He had an opportunity, and here comes the minibot. Let's see if Rad can get anything done. Trying to get to the backside, trying to drive it, and he actually loses blocks himself. Rad unable to do damage, tries to go to the backside, do something, and he takes a block or two off, but Headshot seeming relatively unfazed by it, and is able to get back on the fight and keep its eyes on the prize. Because once again, if you eliminate the mini-bot, it doesn't really mean anything for you. Uh-oh. Corey's up on his side. Can he get his bot up? And the referees are counting him down.
9,
can Headshot self-right here? I don't think he
7,
can. No pokey
6,
stick on the right side.
5.
And he's somehow able to self-right. I don't know how he's able to do that. That was crazy. I guess he must have had a block or two, and yes, I see it. He still has like a few blocks of the pokey stick left, and it was just enough, had just enough torque behind it to flip the bat back up on the wheels and continue the fight with almost a minute left to go here. And that drum is in poor shape on Geiger. He just can't keep going weapon to weapon with him, has to outdrive him. His bot is certainly more maneuverable, but it's also very big and clunky, and there's a lot of open spots for Headshot to try to go after and hit it, as I believe he has split the drum almost completely in half. Only 2 blocks really holding that thing still together. Headshot just being driven expertly by our rookie, Corey Abbey, holding his own against an RBCS legend and Season 2 runner-up in Starver, debuting his new bot, Geiger, as I see a few more blocks coming off the weapon, and it is just toast. Geiger's weapon is just not going to be able to do anything. I think his best bet would be to try to get his mini-bot flipped back up, but he also can't risk turning his back to a bot like Headshot. It's just too powerful. So we'll see what he opts to do. He's just kind of running away, maybe just trying to get to the buzzer. But, you know, you're not going to win the judge's decision when your entire
10,
drum's missing and the other guy's
9,
able to drive perfectly. Off
8,
the ballast spinner,
7,
on his back,
6,
and we're up to 5 seconds left
4,
before we go
3,
to our second consecutive
2,
judge's
1.
decision. Trying to get some damage in before the buzzer. It's all for naught. We're headed to our second consecutive judge's decision. And even with some favorable judging for Geiger, it's not going to be enough. He's going to fall by a final score of 24 to 20.5. Headshot up 2-0 on the series with a chance to sweep. Well, it's now time for Game 3. Last season, Starver was on the opposite side of this. He was up 2-0 in the first round when his opponent came back and reverse swept him and sent him into the loser's bracket. Let's see if this year he's learned his lesson. Let's see if he can do anything different. He's off to a great start as I see blocks falling off a Headshot. He took off one of the pokey sticks, and that's back-to-back fights where he's had a good start. Now he has him pinned to the corner. Big damage potential here. Just giving it to him. Back shots galore, and that was great driving there from Geiger. Absolute great driving, from Starver, because that was just pin your bot in the corner, do not let him out, and do as much damage as possible. He's been in these situations before. He's been in RBCS since 2020. It's Corey Abbey's on his back. Can he get his bot back over?
8,
Headshot stuck on his back.
7,
can he self-right? Yes,
6,
he can. Self-righter was able just to have enough torque to get him back up, and the fight will continue with 2:10 left on the clock in this fight. Corey just not driving as well in this fight. I know he lost some wheels early on, so that has to hurt, but just not making the greatest driving decisions here, up 2-0, and these are the times you just want to get rid of your opponent as quickly as possible. The longer you let them stay in it, the more confidence they'll gain, as Rad might get in the mix here. No, he does not. Bounces off the arena roof. How is he still in? He's on his back, and the referee
10,
is going to count him
9,
down. Is he
8,
able to get up? He's had so
7,
many close calls
6,
so far. Will this be the
5,
one that finally gets
4,
him?
3, 2,
And it looks like
1,
they're going to.
TKO.
They give Starver the win. Starver stays alive, and Geiger will extend the series. Well, I think we can all feel a huge momentum shift after that last game. Very well driven by Starver, and Geiger showing the potential it has as a BattleBot. It is made by one of the GOATs, so it better perform like one, but Headshot off to a much better start here as he gets to the side of Geiger and does some big damage. As you see, blocks are falling all off that thing, and Corey is not wasting his time to go full aggression here, driving his bot right into the fray, going after him. Headshot grinding up against the side of him, just making him spin in circles, having a hard time getting the weapon online, and there's already some damage done to the weapon as well, and his mini-bot's also flipped on its side. Corey not giving a crap about what happened last game, as he is just going full aggression, and Headshot's looking very strong at the moment, as there he goes off the ballast spinner, and he almost goes off the drum and out of the arena. That would have counted on his side, able to self-right. Another opportunity for Corey there, but I understand why he made that decision. Headshot is able to lay off and continue on with the fight, because in this league, if you're on your side and unable to move, the countdown will start eventually, but if you make contact with the bot, the countdown has to restart. So I think I understand the logic there. But a missed opportunity nonetheless, and Geiger will continue on. He goes with the barrel spinner and throws his bot into headshot, and now they're both back in the middle of the arena. Can he self-right? That's going to be the question. Referees are going to start counting him down. This could be the end of the series, but he's able to self-right. And headshot's going to have to finish it itself because Geiger is very, very solid when it comes to self-righting. It's not the fastest, but it does have mechanisms on all sides so it doesn't get stuck. And that is what makes his bot so special, is they're ready for all types of situations. But Headshot, while it seems like a simple bot on the surface, you can see the damage it's able to do, and he's been able to drive relatively solidly here in Game 4. And I shouldn't say relatively solid. He's driven good. I mean, look at how uncomfortable he's making this fight for Geiger. Able to get to the sides a lot and able to avoid those weird hits. And even if he has to go weapon to weapon, he's proven he can go weapon to weapon and grind that weapon away. So Geiger's going to have to make some big strategy adjustments, have to lock in here, as they are kind of looking down the barrel of going down to the loser's bracket for the second year in a row. And as someone who came in second place in Season 2 and has never got that high again, that is definitely going to sting. But Headshot just keeping on the aggression here. Geiger just trying to get that weapon on target, but I'm not sure if it can still do damage, especially if it keeps rubbing up against that extremely large and powerful drum of Headshots. 40 seconds left to go in the match. We could see another judge's decision here, and I think it'd be relatively easy to decide who won. So Starver's going to have to drive his bot a lot more aggressively here in the final 30 seconds to see if he can rack up some points with the judges, but he also has to make sure he doesn't get ring out or knocked out, which we haven't seen much of this season, but I'm looking forward to seeing that more in the final fights. 20 seconds left to go in the match. Could we see Starver, another team captain, go down to the loser's bracket early in the tournament? This would be a huge
10,
upset. And there
9,
we go. He's on
8,
his back. They're going to start the
7,
countdown anyways.
6,
it's going to go to a judge's decision
5,
either way.
4,
Opportunity here for Headshot to
3,
try to get some more damage
2,
before the bell.
1.
And we're heading to our third and maybe final judge's decision. Well, these two bots and drivers have given it their absolute all, but it's in the judges' hands now as we wait for the results. And they are finally in. Headshot's moving on to the next round by 3 points. By the smallest of margins, he'll advance on to RBCS, eliminating a team captain and pushing them into the loser's bracket. Congratulations to Corey and Headshot.